Alright, hello everyone, it is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another review. This is a review that is a while in the making. It's been a while since I did a review, and this is definitely a review that I should have done weeks ago, but I didn't. But thankfully, we're here now for it, and it's going to be Sasha Banks versus Bayley at NXT Takeover Brooklyn. The first of two matches they would have with each other, I should say, over the NXT Women's Championship. This one and then NXT Takeover Respect, the 30-minute Iron Woman match. So, as always, I'm not professional. I am not a professional wrestling reviewer, just a man who enjoys a good time, and I definitely had a good time watching this match. And when people will say that NXT had and possibly still even has one of, if not the best women's division in pro wrestling, this is the type of match that they're referring to. This and their match at Takeover Respect. These are the matches that people will point to say this is why NXT's women's division was top notch, and in some ways still is. But without further ado, let's get into it. So we have pros and cons. Though honestly, the cons really aren't going to matter in the in the grand scheme of things, because this is definitely still a really fun match, a really good match to watch. I definitely recommend checking this match out. It's just more so kind of nitpicks, but um, in terms of the pros and everything, and honestly, this goes for just about any Sasha Banks versus Bayley interaction, whether they're fighting each other or they're teaming up, of which obviously they've done both in NXT and on the main roster. But basically, they have really good chemistry with one another. They know each other so well. They're able to work well with each other and make it look fantastic. And this here is no exception. And the story they're telling is a compelling one, and it's one that's clearly defined. It's definitely a face versus heel dynamic. Sasha Banks is the heel; she's the boss and everything. She's like very arrogant, very cocky, very full of herself and everything. At least she runs NXT, and that Bayley is a loser and everything. But then Bayley is like the white meat baby face, the hero to the young children and everything, and the plucky baby face. He's the work hard baby face, where if you work hard, your dreams can come true, which is a character we've seen before and since. But Bayley, I think, definitely pulls it off, and the dynamic is clearly defined, and it works here. And uh, throughout this match, we see that dynamic unfold, where Sasha does a lot of taunting, and in a lot of ways, her hubris and everything, and could be what is kind of what costs her. And then, meanwhile, on the other hand, Bayley is hiding back and is trying to overcome the obstacles that Sasha Banks is putting in her way. She's not going to take Sasha's offense lying down. She's fighting back, and she ends up winning, of course, the NXT Women's Championship. In terms of the other stuff I like, there's a lot of explosiveness. There's a lot of there's a lot of back and forth. Both women, it's not too one sided to where one is clearly going to be the winner, and then one you can tell is going to lose the match. It's kind of unpredictable in a lot of ways. No, obviously, we like people who've seen the match before, or at least know the outcome of the match. We know who's winning. But if you're someone who's watching this for the first time, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first time I've seen this match. I know I've seen one of their matches in NXT, the one that just talked about the takeover matches. I think it was the one at Respect that I watched, and I'm watching this one for the first time. But even watching this, even watching this, and especially if you're watching this for the first time, it's very evenly matched. You can't really tell who's gonna win, and you think Sasha's gonna come out the victor, but oh no, Bayley comes back and oh, she looks like she could be the victor. So it's a lot of back and forth, and it looks really good. And obviously, like I said, Bayley does end up winning and everything. So very good back and forth. But both women work very well with each other. Um, in terms of what I didn't really like about the match, and again, this is kind of a nitpicky thing. This isn't really going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. The only thing is Bayley's supposed hand injury. They said she injured her hand, and then when Sasha targets the hand and everything, and trying to like damage the hand because Sasha is the heel, and the heels normally go after the destroyed limbs and everything. Faces do sometimes too, but it's normally the heel who goes after the limb aggressively and everything. If there's like a torn limb and stuff like that, or like a messed up limb and everything, they'll go after it aggressively. Another example I can give is Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes at Hell in a Cell, where Seth was going after Cody's bicep tear and everything, and or pectoral tear, I should say, not bicep, but pectoral tear, which, man, I'm thinking about that again, and wow, oh, now that I'm thinking about it again, that was pretty nasty. Cody, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but if you're watching this, please, for the sake of all of us, we respect the effort, but never do that again. we want to see you wrestle, man. We want to see you wrestle, but nevertheless, back to this match. Sasha was, of course, going after the hand of Bayley and everything. But then by the end of it, as Bayley pushed Sasha in her own bank statement, and suddenly Bayley's hand isn't really hurting as much anymore. And she's able to use it normally and everything for like the rest of the match, which kind of took me out of it a little bit, but not enough to ruin the match too much for me. Now, I know for some people that does get under the skin, like the no selling and everything, and they can use the excuse of, oh, well, it's adrenaline. Bailey's feeling the adrenaline and everything, and when you're feeling adrenaline and stuff that's really hurt, I say, fine, okay, but not even like a wince or anything. And you have her like keep going with like the hand and everything, but like wince, like so much pain. I'm hurting Sasha and everything, but it's a lot of pain on my hand. And but we didn't really get that. She was committed to it and everything at first, and Bailey's hand was like wrapped, and then Sasha exposed the wrap. Exposed. They said, hey, she exposed the injured hand and everything, but um, yeah, we didn't really get that, which is a little bit bothersome, but again, not enough to ruin it. But the other thing is commentary. Corey Graves and Byron Saxton were on commentary, and there was the third person, Tom Phillips, if I'm not mistaken. But the reason I point out Corey and Byron is because, like they do on the main roster, they are arguing back and forth, and it's kind of annoying. I can't lie. That's why I kind of try to tune commentary out, and like I mentioned before when I do the wrestling reviews, the commentary is either going to be like a non-factor at best, or sometimes will actually add to the match, but then at worst they're insufferable. And Corey and Byron's arguing. Oh, well, I've listened to it for years. And I know why they do that. Corey's supposed to be more like the heel announcer and everything, and the heel commentator. Byron's supposed to be more like the face announcer and everything. But hearing them constantly bicker like an old married couple, it does get annoying after a while. I get they're just trying to do their job and everything. They're doing what they're told, but man, it gets annoying after a while. But thankfully, it wasn't enough to ruin the match for me. I tried my best to just block them out, but it's there. But if you don't pay attention to the commentary and you kind of forgive the whole not really selling the hand too much, it's still a really solid match between two absolute workhorses when it comes to NXT. Definitely put the entire four horsewomen and a lot of other stars, just like Ember Moon and Asuka and Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane, definitely put the NXT Women's Division on the map, and this match is no exception. So I definitely recommend checking out this match, and I definitely had a fun time watching it. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. Later on today, we're also going to be reviewing Star Wars Episode 2.